According to Shams Charania, the Knicks are not looking to make a trade for a star-level player. Their next trade, if it does happen, is likely to be for a guard off the bench to fill the hole that Immanuel Quickley left. That's what Shams Charania said. And then Adrian Wojnarowski said this: I think the Hawks are open to almost anything at the NBA trade deadline. But there's no question that they've gone as far as they'll go probably on Dejounte Murray's pairing with Trae Young in the backcourt. They're talking with Murray about deals and others throughout the league. So Shams is telling you pretty much the Dejounte Murray trade is dead, and Woj is letting us know that it could potentially still happen for the Knicks. We're going to break that down on today's video, but first I got to make sure all the real ones watching right now are subscribed to Knicks Now, because if the Knicks make a move, we are going to break it down. We put out free, informative, entertaining, and passion-driven content every day, and we are almost at 32,500 subscribers. So if that's what you're looking for, hit that sub button right now. Welcome into Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. In today's video, we're going to talk about the Knicks and the 5-game winning streak that they are on. And then I'm going to try to go through my own head and my own thoughts and put it out there if the Knicks actually need to make a trade, or should they ride it out with the squad that they've got right now. They are 5-0 since the trade with OG Anunoby. But really, they're 6-0 because they also won the trade with the Toronto Raptors. This basketball team right now is not just beating teams. They are beating the brakes off of teams. They are the only team in the NBA that has not lost a game in 2024. I know it's only 5 games, a limited sample size, but my eyes do not lie that this is one of the best teams in the NBA, and it is because of the arrival of OG Anunoby. What he's been able to bring to this team is something that really was desperately needed. He gives them a true point-of-attack defender, a guy that can hang around the perimeter on the defensive end and legitimately guard 1 through 5. In the first game of his Knicks tenure, we saw him guarding Anthony Edwards. Did a great job on him. Then he went and guarded Cat. We saw against the Philadelphia 76ers. He started out on Tyrese Maxey, and then he had some possessions against Joel Embiid. He's been great on defense, and he's made the Knicks one of the best defensive teams in the league. But he's also giving you 14 points per game, 5 rebounds, almost a steal and a half per night, shooting better than 54% from the deck, and he's up to 45+% from downtown. A huge part of that is because what he did from beyond the arc in the win last night versus the Portland Trail Blazers. This team is playing special ball. You watch this team, and they're playing a brand of basketball that, as a fan, is just enjoyable to watch. When I do these watch parties, people are like, this dude hasn't stopped smiling, because this is the type of basketball that I appreciate. The teammates, the players on the team, they're playing for each other. They're trying to get out other people open looks. And I'm not saying that wasn't the case with R.J. Barrett and Immanuel Quickley, but the proof doesn't lie. They're 5-0, and they're not just beating teams. They beat the Minnesota Timberwolves, the number 1 team in the Western Conference, by 6 points. Then they went to Chicago, beat them by 16 points. Then they went to Philly to play Tyrese Maxey and the MVP of the league in Joel Embiid, and they won by 36 points. They just beat Washington by 16 points the other night, and last night, they almost won by 40 points. I understand that the Bulls are bad. I understand that Washington and Portland are no good, but Minnesota's a damn good team, and Philadelphia's a good team, and the Knicks ran them off the floor. This comes from Tommy Beer, one of my guys, one of the best follows on Knicks Twitter. Give him a look. He's that man. He said the Knicks have played 240 minutes of basketball since the OG Anunoby trade. They have led their opponent or been tied in 212 of those 240 minutes. Since the Knicks have traded for OG, they have been beating teams for 88% of the time on the floor. It's truly incredible the way they're playing. And I can make the point, and I actually do believe this. Fit, and fit matters more than talent. You could have 5 superstars on the team, but if they don't complement each other, if they don't make each other better, it doesn't matter. The fit of this basketball team almost seems perfect. And the way they are playing right now is a brand of basketball that they can continue to implement. It's a repeatable style. It's not like they're just shooting lights out from 3. They're playing great defense, and they're locked in on offense. More ball movement I've seen from this team than I have in a long, long time. And the Knicks right now, when you look at the top plus-minus players in the NBA, since 2024 started, we're talking about plus-minus leaders. Number 1, Isaiah Hartenstein at plus 125. Number 2, OG Anunoby at plus 111. Jalen Brunson, plus 110. Julius Randle at plus 83. These aren't Knicks NBA plus-minus leaders. These are the entire association. The New York Knicks have 5 players inside the top 8 when it comes to plus-minus when you start this year. It's incredible. And the thing that I think sticks out the most to me when I've watched this team since Anunoby has become a part of it is he makes other people better. And not in the way that a lot of us conventionally would think. He's not out there getting people open looks. He's not out there, finding ways to get other teammates involved. But what he does was desperately lacked from this team. He makes Brunson and Randle tremendously better. Look at what they've done in the 5 games since he's got here. Brunson's up to 8.8 assists. The addition of OG Anunoby has allowed Jalen Brunson to get kind of into that more of a distributing point guard and floor general type of role. Because when he's on the court with Randle and they're at the top of the key, you got DiVincenzo in one quarter, you got OG Anunoby in another, and you can't help off them. If you do, Brunson's going to make the easy swing pass. What about last night? Brunson throws a fastball from the top of the key from Anunoby cutting from the short corner, pump fake, reverse layup up and in. The way that Julius Randle has played as well has just been smarter and I think more calculated since Anunoby has been here. Still a little bit too much hero ball at times, and I wish you would cut that out because the Knicks don't need that from him anymore. But it's the efficiency that I'm absolutely in love with, shooting 49% from the field and 35+% from downtown, and over 4 assists per night. I truly love the way that last night against the Blazers, Randle was looking to get Anunoby involved. Something about this group just feels special. I watch this team, and it feels special. They're playing for each other. They're completely in sync. They're rocking out in the locker room after the game. Everyone's laughing and joking. And that's easy to do when you've won games. So I don't just want to say that this is going to continue to happen, because the Knicks, I promise you, will lose another game. Probably would be tomorrow night when I'm in the building against the Mavs. But something about this team just feels a little bit different. But do the Knicks need to make a trade? We're going to break that down. And the guy that we're going to talk about is Miles McBride. Because if the Knicks do make a trade, I believe it'll be for someone off the bench to play a little guard minutes, just like Shams Charania talked about. Well, Deuce McBride is doing absolutely everything he can to stop the Knicks from making a trade. Because in the last 3 games, he's giving you 12 points per night, 3 assists, almost a steal per game, shooting 60% from downtown. Deuce McBride is shooting 60% from beyond the arc on 5 attempts per game. Deuce has heard it all. He said he's heard that you can't play. He's heard that you're not going to be the guy. He's heard that he's going to be replaced. Well, he's making a lot of people look stupid because he's playing damn good basketball right now. We know that Tom Thibodeau loves him, and we know the pest that he could be on the defensive side of the floor. I'll ask you this question. Do the New York Knicks need to make a trade prior to the NBA trade deadline? You're 5-0. You've looked damn good. You've been the best basketball team in this league since the new year started. What do you think? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Coming up around the corner, I'm going to give you my take if I think the Knicks need to make a trade. It's pretty damn intriguing if you ask me. But first, I got to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use that promo code CLNS, and Prize Picks will match your initial deposit up to $100. Prize Picks is daily fantasy sports made easy. It's the #1 daily fantasy sports app in North America. All you do is create a lineup of 2 to 6 players in the NFL, NBA, college football, college basketball, and so much more. And you just choose more or less on their projected stat line. If you're going to play daily fantasy sports, do it with our proud sponsor, Prize Picks. That's prizepicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS. Those are the picks I'm using for the wild card weekend in the NFL. You can fade them, you can roll with them, but just play Prize Picks. prizepicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS. To answer the question of if the Knicks need to make a trade, I have to ask a question in a rebuttal. What is the goal for the 2023-2024 New York Knicks? What is the goal? Because the way the roster is constructed right now, they can compete in the second round. I think they will win a first-round series. And I think if they get to the second round, they can compete with one of the top 4 teams in the East. And I do actually believe the Knicks are the 3rd best team in the Eastern Conference right now. I think they're better than the Philadelphia 76ers. And I think that they're better than the Miami Heat. I'm a little scared about the Milwaukee Bucks because of their size, and obviously the Boston Celtics are extremely deep. I do think they are the third best team in the Eastern Conference right now. And I love what Deuce McBride is giving you. How can you not love what he's giving you? It's energy, it's effort, and I appreciate it. But at the end of the day, when I really take my emotion out of it, when I take out the love and respect I've got for Mr. Miles McBride, I cannot forget what happened in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference semifinals last year where the New York Knicks lost to the Miami Heat. Look at this game log from right there. At 9:55 left in the second quarter, Jalen Brunson subbed out of the game. And that was after he played 48 minutes in Game 5 and they won. With 9 minutes and 55 seconds left in the second quarter, the New York Knicks were beating the Miami Heat 36-29. When Deuce McBride came out of the game and Jalen Brunson checked back in, the Knicks were losing. The lead evaporated. The Knicks could not get anything going on offense. And that may have been because he was playing with guys like RJ Barrett and things like that. But the offense was stagnant. The offense was unproductive. The Knicks could not survive when Jalen Brunson was not on the floor. Contenders in this league have multiple creators. And right now, the New York Knicks only have one guy that I truly trust in the playoffs to get it done. I know Randle's been great. I'm singing for Randle to get his third All-NBA appearance and his third NBA All-Star selection. But I know, just like you know, that we are all unsure what he's going to do in the playoffs. And you need multiple creators. I think the Knicks need to make a trade. But I'm not sure if I'm pushing all my chips into the table for Dejounte Murray. And I don't think the Knicks are actually going to do that. I thought that was the trade for quite some time, but the more people I've talked to, the more people we've thought about this, the more time we've thought about this situation. What have the Knicks been since they've been with Leon Rose and they got Jalen Brunson? They've been patient. They don't want to trade all of their assets right now for someone, which takes them out of the running for a player that might become available after the season or into next year's NBA trade deadline. So who do I want the Knicks to go get? It is Malcolm Brogdon. And I know if you watched that game last night, you're like, Marshall, Malcolm Brogdon didn't do anything for the Portland Trail Blazers. One, he's the only player on the Blazers that is a legit NBA guy that's got it done for multiple years. He would be coming to the Knicks to maybe be their fourth, fifth, or sixth option. He would be in a very similar role in what he was with the Boston Celtics last year, where he averaged 15 points per game, 3.7 assists, shot over 48% from downtown, and almost 45% from three. He's putting up good numbers this year. He's having to just be the complete engine for that team almost at all times, and that's why the efficiency is a little bit down. But I'm not trading for Brogdon to start. I want Brogdon to come off the bench. I want the ball in his hands, creating offense for the team and offense for himself when Jalen Brunson sits down. I still want Donte DiVincenzo in the starting lineup because I think his ability and his readiness as a catch-and-shoot player from well beyond the arc spaces out this offense, and it helps a guy like Randle, and it helps a guy like Brunson. Brogdon, very good shooter as well, but I would like for him to come off the bench. Even more so, I am not trading Quentin Grimes for Malcolm Brogdon. I think it would be asset mismanagement 101 if you traded Grimes for Brogdon. Why? Because the New York Knicks in the summer of 2022 did not want to include Quentin Grimes in a trade for Donovan Mitchell. You can't do that and then turn around and trade him for a 32-year-old Malcolm Brogdon. And I love the way Grimes has played since he has been inserted back into this rotation since RJ Barrett and Immanuel Quickley were traded to Toronto. What Grimes has done in the last 5 games has showed me that he's ready to become a part of this team, that he's ready to get back out there and be a big piece on a winning team. In 19 minutes in those 5 games, he's averaged 12 points per game. I love the rebounding. That's energy, that's effort, that's want to. Almost 4 per night. He's shooting better than 45% from the field and 45% from downtown on north of 6 attempts per night. His ability to defend multiple positions and be a catch-and-shoot player makes him a piece in this rotation. And he's a winning player. Look, if you watched this show last year, I sung the praises of Quentin Grimes all year long. I truly believe in the player, and I am a process over results guy to a T, to the absolute max. I just believe the way he goes about playing the game on the floor is the right way to play. And he fits this culture of Brunson, of Josh Hart, of DiVincenzo, of OG Anunoby, of Julius Randle, Isaiah Hartenstein, and even Mitchell Robinson. This team is special right now, and I'm not sure if I'm ready to risk that by trading for a superstar or a star like Dejounte Murray. I think Brogdon is more of a seamless fit, and I think he fits with the way the Knicks want to play basketball. So let's close today's show with a question for all of the real ones. If you had to choose a player for Leon Rose to make a trade for prior to the deadline, which is less than a month away, February 8th, who would it be? Is it Dejounte Murray? Factor in the trade cost. You're not getting Murray unless you're giving up Grimes. I think you can get Brogdon for Fournier and a pick, and I think that can get it done. Let me know what you think down below. As always, I just want to say thank you, appreciate you for hanging out with us for a couple of minutes. A little bit of a longer video, but we had a lot to say. Look, it's not often the Knicks are on a 5-game winning streak and we're the best team in the NBA. So when they are, we're going to talk about it, and we can continue to do so over on Twitter. So give me a follow at @MarshallGreen_.